there's preparing live stream, so I think we're gonna be good. And we are now streaming on Facebook. Welcome, 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 everybody. Thank you for joining in and tuning in our weekly Empowered Goddess Coffee Chat with myself, Wendy, Leman, Nicola, and Lizy. I hope you filled up your coffee cups, because we're gonna, and you're ready to fill your cup, because we're going to be talking about some pretty heavy topics today. So we're going to be talking about inner child and also stepping into your goddess power. So it's going to be an amazing live and an amazing discussion. So I hope you have a good time, and we'll also be here to answer all your questions. I'm just going to make sure that we are live in the group. Yep, I'm there. Awesome. That's the only way that I can see the comments. So I'll start with me. For those of you who are new at watching, my name is Wendy. I'm your Divine Feminine Holistic Wellness Coach and owner of Unleash Your Inner Goddess. The reason why I became a coach is because I've struggled a lot in my life, and I had a lot of dark moments, and I've always loved to help people with their issues and their problems. So I made it my mission to also help other women and empower them to step into their divine feminine goddess power and ignite their magic spark. I've been through a lot in my life, including depression. I've had anxiety. I've had low self-esteem. I think most of us can relate to that. And so that's why I'm here now today. And my mission is to help others heal as well, because we need to heal. We're a very traumatized and stressed out world. So we all need to learn to step into our divine feminine powers and heal as a collective. So I'm going to give the mic to Leman, and she can talk to you a little bit about what she does, and then we'll go to Nicola and Lizy. So take it away, Leman.
Hello, everybody. My name is Leman. I am a spiritual life coach, a holistic business coach, and a past life regression therapist. And my journey started at a very, very young age. I was this little girl who was trying to find the meaning of life, and always asking questions randomly to my mom, and she wouldn't answer me what I was looking for. And at a very young age, it got me to channeling with the angels. And that's where my actual journey started. And in 2011, I opened my local office, and I took up courses in 2010 before then on working with my inner self, picking up courses, seminars, meditations, working with myself so I could find my path. And like I said, that got me into opening up my local office in 2011. Then I decided in 2016 to close my local office and start working online. The reason was to reach out to more people worldwide and to help so many amazing people to communicate with themselves and find their life purpose, their life missions, and help them to be themselves. But boy, it was a journey, because I was somewhere that many of you have been, where I was truly lost on social media, trying to find my way, trying to reach out to everybody with my gifts, with my services, with my products. And I was truly lost. I took up many courses, many business coaching programs. I went down the rabbit hole of going into and investing so much in myself, in my business, where I was not getting no results. So I was at a point of literally giving up. And then I sat down and I actually started to communicate with myself, started to coach myself so I could get out of that burnout, and communicating with my inner work and removing blockages from my subconscious mind and communicating with myself so I could build up my confidence and find my soul mission. And surprisingly, it was really funny because, you know, when you're full in the head and the universe is showing you these signs and you can't see them, that was my position. So when I actually started to work with myself, I found out that my mission, my soul mission, is to help other spiritual entrepreneurs just like me, coaches, therapists, healers, to reach prophetical growth, connecting with their power within, and helping them with their content, their messaging, their branding, so that they could feed in their business and reach out to their soul clients. And that's how I have been in business for 6 years, online now, started in 2016. And here I am with you today. And we are going to be talking about really amazing topics. So keep watch out. And yeah, so Nicole.
How can I come after you? Well, I am a happiness life coach and a spiritual life coach and a Reiki healer. I just look at the world and I see a lot of darkness, and basically my life mission is just to spread a little bit more light. I think that we touch people in so many ways that we don't even realize. So everything that I do, I try to spread positivity. I try to encourage people to step into their power, positive affirmations, manifestation, law of attraction, just bringing good into people's lives. Happiness is something that comes from within. And if you can find that within yourself, like, the world is basically your oyster. Like, just creating more light is like my life mission. Like, I call it the domino effect. For every single person that you touch, if you really touch them, they will spread that to the next person, who will spread it to the next person. So it doesn't necessarily have to mean you have to touch millions of people, but just touch enough of them who really, really understand and feel what it is you're bringing to the table. And it's like, you know, you say something to someone in passing and it touches them, they will go home to their wives, their husband, their partners, and say the same thing, or they'll go to work and they'll pass that message on to someone in the staff canteen. So it's just about the ripple effect, the domino effect, about how many people you can touch. So that's my life mission, and that's how I came to be with you lovely ladies tonight.
Oh, that's amazing, Nicola. I'm so blessed that me and Nicola, we kind of like connected last summer on the same journey, and we're now collaborating together to make the world a better place. And now we're also joined with Leman and also Lizy. So Lizy, let's hear a little bit about you and what you do.
Okay, beautiful. So I am Lizy. My brand is AKA Somewhere Inspires. I am a self-love / divine feminine coach. I help women love themselves and activate the goddesses they are. And the reason why I decided to do this with my life is because when I was younger, I was in a very limited space, limited belief, limited thoughts, limited people around me, or people living in limitations around me. And I discovered the goddess within, and it was such a fabulous transformation. I started reaching out and helping other women, because the worst thing, in my opinion, is to see a woman with so much love and light locked up in her soul, and she's not letting that out and spreading that around her just to illuminate the world that she is in. So I decided to do that with my life because I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I believe every woman has a goddess within them. It's not about connecting to this external deity that's all the way over there, and I'm like stretching over there to connect with that goddess. But no, the goddess is within yourself. It's who you are. It's in your heart space, your heart center, your soul fire. And I am so aligned to this. My purpose and my mission on this planet is to bring more love, light, and peace. And by helping one woman does so much for me and this planet and this universe we live in. So it goes back to what Nicola was saying, just touching one person can be so transformative. And I get so much joy from seeing the women I work with smile and break free from the chains that once locked them. Yeah, and now we are all here together for beautiful goddesses in our own rights at this beautiful round table.
Absolutely. That's amazing. We all have so many different gifts. Like even if we're like all coaches, like all four of us are coaches, we all bring in our own unique gifts for the world. Like I'm a Reiki healer. Nicola's a Reiki healer. You're also a Reiki healer, Leman, and I think Lizy is also. But we bring something unique to the table. So that's amazing. That's so amazing.
That's what I always like to say. Like we all know, like everyone knows something before we know it. Like that's the only way knowledge is passed around. But we all interpret something differently. So, like you listen to a mindset coach who's talking about self-love or something like that, and something pops in your mind, and when you say it again, it isn't what he or she just said, it's how you like heard it and how you give it back to the world. So like you said, because every one of us is unique, we all hear things in a different way. So that's how we all help the world, because we all see something slightly different or hear it in a different way, which makes it unique, the way you teach it back out to the world.
Yeah, that's so true. It's like uniquely different stars. We're all stars, but we shine in a different way. And that's so beautiful. And you know what? This connects to the topic that we have today, Wendy. You think so? Because when you talk about your inner child, about healing your child, what's the one thing we did as children? We were ourselves, right? We weren't trying to be like the other person. And even if we were pretending to be somebody else, it was all in fun or all in discovery. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We all have an inner child, and we all have, and that inner child is free, is unique, is innocent. But because of our traumas and our life challenges, we've kind of like snuffed her down, and a lot of us are faced with the wounded child, our wounded inner child. Yeah. That's the one that comes out. And also we've been like, as we grow, as like we're children, we're carefree, we live in the present moment. That's how children are. And when we grow up, we tend to push that down, because then now we're adults. So we have all these responsibilities, and we forget that she exists, but that little girl is still in there. It doesn't matter what trauma, what she's still there, and she's screaming to come out. And that's how we can step into our divine feminine goddess power, by getting her out, getting that carefree. Exactly. Healing.
Do you not also think that we live in a world now that the word "you're being childish" is thrown around a lot, which snuffs it out as well?
So true.
I'll tell you why I said this. So obviously I do a lot of stuff in my own time for my own personal benefit. And I was asked the other night what I was doing, and I was actually purposely watching a film that was making me sad. And not sad in the sense that, oh my God, it's the worst thing I've ever seen, but I needed an emotional outlet, and
Mhm.
crying has so many benefits. And when I explained that I was
Yes.
doing this on purpose, that was the response. Why are you being so childish? And I was just like, oh, well, I'm not going to explain that, but like
Yeah.
also that's thrown around a lot. So I think that
Yeah.
maybe people like don't want to be called childish,
Fear of judgment. It's
Yeah,
like like you
exactly.
said, yeah, we turn it into this judgmental thing. Like it's crazy when it's healing. Like you said, you needed to cry, you needed to release those tears. I remember reading a study a couple years ago when I was knee deep in my divine feminine, uncovering, discovering in myself. And this writer said that when you hold your tears in, it actually damages your physical body, even though some people don't realize it. So I think it's beautiful to cry. Expressing yourself is not a bad thing. It's not letting the emotion take control, but it's letting it out in a safe way and a helpful way. Tears are safe and they're helpful. Crying does not make you weak.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is so true.
yeah.
I totally
And with
agree
it,
as well.
yeah.
It,
Mhm.
in a place where you grow up and they say to you as well, like you said, Nicole, that's childish.
Mhm.
A child lives with peace in them, right?
Mhm.
And when they want to cry, they cry. When they want to express their feelings, they express their
Express
feelings.
their
So
yeah.
by being an adult has to be different, right?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
live in a society, in this world where it's like they say to you, grow up. Okay, we do have to grow up, but at the end of the day, we have that little girl, that little boy inside of us that needs, support and needs to grow up every day. Because however
True.
much we grow, however much we, our age goes up, we still have a child inside of us. And that comes to making that child happy, right?
Mhm.
And my daughter says to me, Mum, let's play at the park. And I go, okay, why not? And I play with her at the park. And I've actually literally played with her at the park, climbing up the slide and going down the slide. And,
And that's
on the slide,
beautiful.
running around. And that makes you feel so happy. You really realize that you are actually that person inside. She
Yeah.
says, you're
And you
so
know
much
what?
fun because you play with me. And I said, well, I have a little girl inside of me as well, even though I'm older. And people don't realize, that when they lose that inner child inside of them, they lose their happiness. Getting carried away in life, being a grown up doesn't have to be just being serious, being in depression, and watching yourself fade away.
Absolutely.
True. And that's healing. Expressing your inner child the way you did with your daughter, that's healing. People always want to know, how do I heal? How do I love myself more? How do I step into my goddess more? There you go. That's a simple, keep it simple. It's so
That
Play with
also
kids.
simple.
Play
that
with your
also
children.
ties into
Yeah.
people that say, how can I connect better with my children? Well, that's a perfect example of connecting with your child. Not watching her play, playing
But
with
playing
her.
with her, yeah.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
And for you, Nicola, when you dyed your hair, even though you felt a little uncomfortable, guys, give her a round of applause. She did an amazing dye hair video. that was that was you with your inner
I
child,
agree.
wasn't it? I bet there was a little bit of a struggle there too. Like, oh, they're watching what I'm doing.
There was a struggle, but you can tell that I'm just finding the whole thing hilarious because I keep giggling and like flapping around, and I was just like, do you know what? This is what I do, and this is me, and I just kept laughing because I just thought it was ridiculous. but in an amazing way, because this is me. This is what I do. I do stupid stuff like dye my hair like that.
But it's not stupid. It's not stupid at all.
Right. It's healing.
It's actually being
Awesome.
yourself,
Yeah.
right? And people like to see people being themselves, because
Yes.
the thing is, no one, right, has the right to say to somebody, "You're silly," or "What are you doing?" You know, that's childish,
Hey,
because
Edna, and hey, Hermes, thank you for watching.
it's a place where we have to be ourselves, show up to ourselves, and it's a way of communicating and being a part of our soul connection, right? I mean, we're here to be happy, to enjoy life, to have fun, and to remember that we're here for one another, right? I mean, like, the world is not a place to be lonely. It's not a place to be locked up, and to just get up every day on a local sort of randomly day, just get up, go to bed, go to work, and then that's it. That's not life.
We've become robots as a society. That's how we've been conditioned.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's so
and
true.
we've been conditioning our kids the same, because I mean, we send them to school, but it's actually, we're preparing them for the real world, to become adults and to become robots in the matrix, in this system.
And
So,
that's a good question. What is?
Go on, Lizzie.
Oh, sorry. Going back to what you said, Wendy, preparing them for the real world, for the matrix. What is the real world? I mean, when you talk about the real world, that's really a matter of opinion, really, right?
Yeah.
Because for Nicola, being a real parent is sliding down the slide with her daughter and giggling like crazy. When for other mothers, it would be like, no, just let her do her thing, and I'm just going to sit here on the bench and I'm going to watch, right? So I think, it's a matter of perception, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Also,
like, the real world is basically what's been, the real world, like get up, work your ass off, do that. Like that's what I mean by the real world. But there's another
I don't want to
world
be a part
out
of
there
that
that's
world.
not even that.
I'm sorry. I don't want to be a part of that world. It's gonna stifle my little girl, my inner child. Yeah. It's gonna kill it.
Going back to stifling, though, I am part of that get up, go to work Monday to Friday on top of my coaching. However, I always make my days fun. You will never, ever, ever see me without my AirPods in, either shaking something or accidentally singing out loud in the office. I mean, I'm fairly certain yesterday everyone was laughing at me because I looked around and I was like, oh dear, I forgot I had my earpods in, and I think I was singing out loud, but everyone was just laughing, and it made them happy as well, because my child just decided I didn't really care that I was in the office. I was just going to carry on, and I was like shimmying up and down the walkways and just like, and it's just Nick doing her thing.
And you know what? That's the thing. People ask for like techniques. How do I connect with my inner child or unlock it or heal that part of myself? When you work with a coach, you'll discover that it's not just the same techniques we're repeating over and over and over again, because a part of it is self-discovery. For me, when I was little, I had this thing about dressing up because I was always compared to my cousin. You're not as pretty as her. You're not as that. You're not as that. You're not as that. So growing up and healing, I get dressed up for fun. You should see me when I go to bed. I look like a princess. This morning,
you need to send us a picture of you in your nice little pink.
I will. Like even this morning, before I even took a shower, when I exercised, when I worked out, when I did my breathing, my yoga, my sun salutations, I'm singing, dancing, shimmying, I'm playing my music, I'm getting dressed and singing and just enjoying myself and grabbing myself and walking out the door, not a care in the world when there's complete utter chaos going on around me. I'm like, nope, this is my time.
That chaos is not coming in. Nope.
I completely get it, because I'm a serious weightlifter. However, in between each set, I always have a little shake and a dance and whatever. And everyone's just like, are you weightlifting or are you dancing? I'm like, I'm doing both.
I'm multitasking.
No, she's being a goddess. She is being her own unique goddess. And
She's
that's
balancing
what,
a feminine and
yeah.
masculine power inside of her.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Unity.
She's balancing it out.
Unity. Yeah, balancing the masculine and feminine. And it's not that hard. Sometimes it's simple things. This is why you work with a coach, guys. We talk about it like it's easy and simple. We did the work. We did
Yeah, we
the
did
work.
the work. Exactly.
And-
That's why we're here now.
Yeah, and we know what works. So when you
We walk
look
the
at
walk.
her, exactly. Look at her
Just thought of-
exercising and shimmying and singing. That's the goddess right there. That's the.
I just thought of something else as well.
Mhm.
Like people talk about like there's so much darkness in the world and where is all the happiness. I was out walking today and I was just watching my surroundings, which I'm sure is something a child would do versus an adult, because an adult are normally like they're going from A to B. But I kind of watch around me and see like little moments unfold. So I noticed myself smiling, watching a dog waiting for his ball to be thrown and then zipping across the field. And then I heard a little conversation between a parent and her child. And they were just like little snippets of conversations or something I caught out of the corner of my eye that I just smiled at. So I was just like, if you go out into this world and really, really look, there's so many moments that can make you happy that will just, they're not even your moments, they're other people's moments that you glimpse on. But we spend so much time talking about darkness and just thinking about, I've got to get from here to there. If you just spend a second to look around and like really, really look at your surroundings, there's so many magical moments that you can just absorb.
Oh, there are. You just have to open your heart and open. Like, for example, I live in a very, very busy, hustling and bustling city in Cairo here. All I hear every day is like honking and tuk-tuks and music blasting and donkeys and the whole 9 yards. But despite the noise, I hear the birds outside my tree in my window.
Beautiful.
We have a huge tree. So it's all in your perception. Like, okay, fine, I could probably start complaining, oh my God, like it's so noisy, but the birds now tune it out. Like I hear the birds. That's what I hear.
Yeah, it's like finding that small bit of light and focusing on it, and then it completely brightens the dark sky, doesn't it?
Well, the mind is also biased to negativity. Did you know that? It's like we're so, that's how our brain is made. It'll take, you can have a very good day and then something negative happens or something bad happens in your day, and then you're just going to focus on that negative.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of switching, rewiring the brain.
Yeah. It's all a matter of practice. And something I found with myself personally when I started on my work was that I was being too hard on myself. If I made a mistake, I would judge myself. And I think this is one of the ways we stifle our inner child, by casting all this judgment on ourselves. It's not even other people, because we are right there behind them or right beside them, beating ourselves up, tearing ourselves down.
Yeah, it is. And it's what it is as well. It's getting lost in the past, right? So, I mean, even though we have issues in life, it all comes down from our past generation, our childhood traumas, things that we go through in our life, and we can't let go, right? So it's a matter of fact of, like the Matrix, which pill would you take to move forward, right?
Yeah.
So it's entirely up to you to actually say, I'm going to get up, I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to make my feminine goddess reach nirvana, reach inside of me, because it comes where you are a place of trying to connect with your inner child and be happy, from being locked in the past and trying to move forward. So you have to actually be in alignment with the now. But that doesn't mean that, okay, your past is something that you totally forget, because you don't. But you have to have peace with it. You have to say, okay, that was the past. I went through that. I went through it to become the best version of myself today.
Yeah. And you know, like a simple empowering thing you could do with your past, to let it, you know, flip the script. So instead of tearing you down, it actually empowers you more, is by, you know, when you think about the past and all that happened, my bad English. When you think about the past and all that happened, you know, you could say to yourself, you know, that happened, but I'm here now. I didn't, you know, stop and stay within the bad that was happening then. I moved forward. Yeah, it isn't perfect now. I haven't, you know, created my dream world yet, and I've just gotten started on my journey, but I'm here. I'm not there. And
Here in the
I think,
now.
yeah. And I think that's something so simple and easy you could say to yourself, to just take your power back a little bit from that whole past situation.
Tend to focus on the past and worry too much about the future, which hasn't happened yet. So that's what causes anxiety.
Yeah.
Right? The what ifs,
Yes.
oh, what if. But we forget that we're living a life right now. This is the life that we're living right now. We're not in that past anymore, as traumatic or as challenging as it may have been. We're not there anymore. We're now in the now. So we have to find a way to rewire our thinking, like the old our old thought patterns and our old, to be able to live in the now. I used to be never in the present. I used to be about the past and always worrying about the future. But
All
since
of us.
I think we all do
Wendy,
it, because
I think it
is what it is. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just using the power of discernment, you know, to realize, what am I doing? What do I need to do? What do I need to stop doing? And then using the power of transformation, the bad habits. How can this become my strength? Because when you think about it, when you work on your weaknesses, they become your strength. Call on the forces of the soul, the power of transformation, the force of transformation, right? The force of transformation, the force of discernment. I've been learning a lot about the forces of the soul. They're very useful.
Yeah, I agree. It's but we're not taught in this society that we live in. We're not taught tools to cope with our emotions, to cope with our traumas. They don't teach us that, because they want us on pills, and they want us. They don't want us to be okay. Because if you go, even a psychiatrist, you go see a psychiatrist, you feel anxious or depressed or whatever, he or she's not going to give you the tools that you need to get to the root cause of the issue or the trauma or whatever. You say, oh, here's some pills. Here, numb it down, numb it, and you just feel like numb. That's what it is.
And Nicola, sorry, continue. Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I mean, if you went to a psychiatrist and said, I channel with the divine, right? Or I can feel energy around me. I can feel light inside me, or I can channel with the angels. I say, right, you're on pills, right? You get it? Like trying to block you from actually connecting with the divine, trying to block you from connecting with your true self. It's like in this society of sort of like reprogramming us to become robots and not find the true meaning of life. I mean, the light around us, the energy around us. I mean, when we actually connect with our inner self and our goddess power, right?
Exactly.
When we find our inner self, we start to see, the energy of a tree, right? It's not just a tree.
It's a living, breathing tree. That's what it is. Just like we're living, breathing. You know, we're living, breathing
but
souls.
we're not just, you know, flesh, right? We have this, our true self inside of us, and that's our souls. And when we actually connect with our feminine power, when we actually connect with our masculine powers, we then start to see that we are light, right? In this world.
They don't want that.
That's the thing though, isn't it? We live in a world that there's so many of us that are awakened, but so many people that are on the complete opposite scale. So it's finding a balance, isn't it, between people that think that we're nuts, because there are a lot of people that think we're absolutely nuts. You know, it's a really fine
let them say that.
Yeah. Like, it's crazy to be happy. It's crazy to be happy.
Exactly.
It's crazy to connect with your divine feminine. Why is that crazy? Why is that crazy?
I have lost count of the amount of times people have said to me, how can you be so happy?
Hey, Karen and Lena, thank you all for watching.
You just are, aren't you? You know, especially when you're spiritual, because you let so much in that, you know, the dark energy just goes away. It's not here anymore. You know, we all have a little bit of it, but we overlay it with the light. We overlay it with the happiness, and it comes from everything that goes on around us. You know, as our original topic, you know, connecting to your inner child, having fun, letting go. I mean, I've lost count of the amount of times that me and my husband have been in the garden in the summer, and twitchy neighbours have been watching us out of the window and like shaking their head. But what we would do is we do all sorts in the garden. We dance. He throws me in the air and we try and do dirty dance. That's just what we do. And the amount of times I've seen people shaking their heads, but that is our inner child and having fun in our world.
Yeah, right. I mean, what it is that thousands of years there has been this disorder, right, for people to actually connect with life as it is and true connection, right, with each other. It's like a world that is selfish, war, hate, order, and we're like in this sort of like this revolution of always in competition with each other, right? Rather than connecting with each other on that soul level and communicating with each other to help each other, it's like a place of the unknown, right? And we're all together here. And I call it, it's like a theatre, right? And we're like playing in this theatre, and we're trying to find our way and our path, and lots of like misled programming, right? And this is literally serious stuff. That like you said, Nicole, there are so many people who are awakening, right? Every day. I mean, I hear people saying that they don't follow a religion anymore. So many people that are actually saying that they believe in God, they believe in the divine, they believe in this force of energy. They don't have a religion.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, because people are starting to realize that it's not just, you don't have to just follow a religion to be with your inner self, to be with your, okay, I'm not saying that I don't believe in religion. I do. Right, I believe in all religions. To be honest, I could say that for sure. I connect with all and I literally do connect with all prophets. When I need their help, I connect with them all. I connect with lots of souls and spirits and all that.
But when you're doing it, but when you do it that way, it's like it's flow, right? When you're doing it the way you're talking, you're flowing. It's flow. Sometimes when you watch them, it's like it's so robotic.
Yeah, and I mean, what it is we have been misled into knowing the truth, right?
Yes, absolutely. I agree.
Because of what others have been saying and what they wanted us to believe and what's happening. I mean, when we go back into like Jesus' story, for example, they say that he wasn't married to Mary Magdalene. That would be a big sin because she was a prostitute. I mean, come on, right? What's wrong with that? He saved her life. If that's what it is, and you're trying to keep this a secret, that's what it is, right? With other religions as well. I mean, there's so many stories that we could actually go back in and talk about. And it's sad. I mean,
Yeah.
right, these prophets and all these people and all these spiritual divine prophets and special souls came to the world to teach us about this light, this divine energy, this beauty. Why have we been locked down and programmed not to communicate with each other, but be selfish?
It's all about order, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
we live in a world that everyone thinks that everything has an order, should be in order. You follow an
Control.
order. It's all about, when you talk about religions, people follow it to the letter, but it's not, is it? It's connecting with the divine. It's connecting with the earth, with the energy. It's not about, there's a book that's been written and you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this. It's about connecting to that higher purpose, connecting to whichever God it is, or whichever whichever religion it is. It's not about the scripture, about you do this and you do that and however many commandments. It's about a feeling and about being connected.
Yeah, and if you don't, you'll be cursed.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. It's that order thing that's the problem that we have.
Well, if you think about Jesus, for example, okay, since we're on the topic of religion, okay, he was a prophet. He was also a Reiki practitioner because he healed people with his hands.
Yes.
Yeah.
However, a lot of
But
people
if we
that
do
are
it,
religious think that
if we do it, we're going to hell, basically.
Yeah.
It's a curse.
Yeah,
you have a curse.
You can go. It's
Right?
the same as law of attraction and manifestation. If you go back centuries and centuries and centuries and centuries, it has been used since the start of time, since the beginning of time.
There is evidence.
It
Yeah.
was just kept a secret all them
Yeah.
years ago because it was kept to the people that understood it. But now, when we come out into this world and start talking about law of attraction and manifestation, there's certain people.
It's the divine laws.
It's completely wrong.
It's the divine laws that are coming to play.
But like if you follow me, you guys follow me obviously, but the law of attraction is actually the law of love. It's about love.
Yeah.
The law of the divine.
It's about happiness. It's
high
about
vibration.
connection.
Yeah.
It's not about, it's the law of love. When it all said and done, it's about love. And all of these things that we're talking about are, when it all comes down to it, it's about love. That is everything.
Yeah, it is. I mean, law of attraction is communicating with ourselves, right?
And the universe, communication with ourselves and the universe.
The other day, I actually saw a video about law of attraction, and it said, I can't remember what the quote was, but it was about that in the Bible, it actually mentions law of attraction. And I was like, really, wow, that's really cool, right? So in all these books, I think there's 4, right? There's 4 books that have been written by prophets. Can't remember their names right now, but I think.
Well, there's the Quran, there's the Bible, there's the Torah, and there's 3 main ones: the Torah, the Bible, and the Quran.
Yeah.
And they're all similar, but they have their different way of telling their stories. or
yeah.
whatnot. But
They
yeah,
all say the same thing, right? In other words. So they're all telling the same thing. Connect with divine, beautiful energy around you. Love, share, and respect each other, right?
do unto others what you
In
would
different
want
ways,
others to do
obviously.
unto you. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all the same
And
laws.
Right?
yeah. And all this
But
talk
why are
about
we talking opposite? Right? When it comes down, and religion has been a perspective of it forcing people to do things that they don't want to do. Like if we come to Iran today, I mean, the women out there want their freedom, right? But they're being forced to do something that they don't feel that freedom, and they're struggling to get their freedom. We live in a world
We've been
where
oppressed. We've
it's
been
sad,
oppressed.
right? I mean, these women want to have their freedom, and you're stopping them because of you have these, really strict religious rules where you're getting them into a place of not connecting with their feminine power, and
They don't want that.
They don't want that because they know if women start to communicate, they can make a better world. That's what I say.
But you know what? We're
True,
back.
true.
We're here and we're back. And we're here to stay.
Exactly. I mean, it's like with the witch trials. I mean,
Yeah,
they
we're the
went and
witches that you couldn't burn.
yeah, they
We're the
they
great granddaughters of the witches
Yeah.
you couldn't burn. So
Exactly.
yeah, we're here
I
and
mean,
we're taking back our power.
yeah, like it's crazy. I mean, they went and they killed so many innocent women for healing, for being priestesses, for that, for that, for that, for that. And what was the point? I mean,
And when all
Because
said
they
and
didn't want
done,
us to take our power. They
yeah,
didn't
but
want
it
us to
didn't
be
work.
powerful.
It didn't work.
if you go back and look at what these people were actually doing, they were probably practicing Reiki. They were
Yep.
probably practicing holistic healing, just for things off the top of my
Herbs.
head.
Yeah.
Herbs.
They're all things that came from the earth and, the universe gave to us. And now we're almost going full circle. We're back
Exactly.
to getting back
The
to
witches
that.
are
Back
back.
to that.
We're
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Back in a
We're
hidden
back.
world. So, right, them they were called witches, which is, I call it like an evil kind of way of saying it, right? Because like they showed that these healers, these people who connected with divine light and believed in energy and the light around us were evil.
Mhm.
They were the light workers of that time. And that's what they were trying to do, to create that love, that energy around. But because the society was, like we talked before, wanted us to be reprogrammed to not believing in this energy around us, they were locked up, burnt,
They want us disconnected.
Mhm.
disconnected, right? And made us believe that something that wasn't real. Now today, there are so many awakenings, right? People saying, well, these people are telling the truth, right?
Yeah.
They
can't
are
shut it down. They
feeling
can't
it,
shut it down. Yeah.
and they can't shut it down no more. I mean,
Mm-mm.
Vatican, they say that there is so many secrets in their libraries that
Oh yeah,
if
many.
it opens up, the whole world will turn upside down.
Mhm.
They don't want their
No,
secret,
it's like-
these secrets to come out. They don't.
But you know what? They can't stop it. They can't stop
Nope,
it because
they can't stop it.
we are stubborn.
Yep,
We are
we
so
are.
stubborn. There is no wrath. Like, what's the word? What's the saying? Nothing compares to a woman's wrath. So all that killing women in the past, that did nothing because we just came back with a bang.
We're back with a vengeance now.
Powerful.
We're back.
Yeah.
We're back.
I mean, do you know what my husband says? He says, women were the leaders of the world, but in every country, the world would be a better place.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. It has to be a balance. I mean, if
Balance the
if
masculine
more
and the
men
feminine.
can tap into their divine feminine as well,
It'll be about, yeah.
it will be and us women, if we can tap into our divine masculine more, like be more assertive, be more, the world would, these leaders, these corrupt leaders don't have a chance. And speaking of divine masculine, oh my God, I'll have to share that in the group after this call, this live. I saw the most heartwarming post today. It was from Dolores Cannon, and it's showing a group of men healing each other. I'm having goosebumps just by like, because they're crying, they're being vulnerable. And I'm actually creating a post. I didn't finish it yet because our call was starting, but I will share it. It's so beautiful. And more men, like women have been oppressed and there are stereotypes, but also men have been conditioned about certain things as well. So like they've been taught that they should not cry. They're not man enough if they don't provide for their families. Like they're traumatized just as we are. So we have to, as a collective, we have to heal both. Men have to heal. They have to learn to cry. They have to learn to show their emotions just like we do, because we've been oppressed also of showing any emotions and things like that. So once we can heal the divine feminine and masculine in each and every one of us, imagine what power everybody will have. And it's coming. Like when I see men, like it was a big, I assume it was probably like maybe like a retreat for men, you know, like how we women, we have sister circles and things like that. But this was a healing circle with only men. And seeing these men in this circle hugging each other, and you know, they were crying. Like I'm getting emotional. Just I want to cry just by talking about it, because it's so beautiful. And men need to learn to do this, and stop the limiting beliefs that if they cry or if they do it, like they're not man enough. They need
I
to step in.
honestly think if so many of us women are going through awakenings, there's no possible way that men aren't too. It's impossible.
Oh, they are. They just don't know how.
Yeah, and I think that they still locking it down. But I've had a couple of men ask me if I can show them how to, I mean, to read cards, like the angel and ancestor cards, and they were like, I really want to understand. And you know, so I think, like, I know, Wendy, you're women, but for me, I personally hope that I can connect with men on the same level as I connect with women. I know that the topics we go into are so different.
I have had a few men clients, just like you said, Nicole. I mean, mainly I work with women. I have had a few men clients, and they are just like us, right? They want to find that. What it is men, they're too shy to express what they really feel, right?
Yeah.
They feel
that
if they actually connect with, you know, light and spirituality and all this energy around us, they feel that people will laugh at them.
Yeah, right? Because it's back to judgment. Yeah. Back to being judged. Back to being judged, right? It's too feminine.
They have to get past that limiting belief and just be themselves.
Women feel, they don't feel that, they don't care what other people think, right? They don't care, because at the end of the day, it's not what other people think of you. It's communicating with people who know you, who understand you on that soul level, and getting people to build that circle, build that community, build that connection, saying to people, hey, you, it's okay. You come and join us as well, because we understand. We feel you. We know what you went through. We know how you feel. We know that you want to hold our hand as well. So if anybody out there feels that they need to connect and wants to share, they're welcome to. You know? And
yeah, exactly. We should be healing as a collective, you know, not just women, and not just, you know, both. We should, it should be a co-working.
Yeah,
co-ed
yeah.
thing.
Back to balance, right?
Yeah.
Back to balance.
That's how we're going to
back
balance
to
each other.
feminine.
And a lot
Yeah.
of men are fearful. A lot of men live in fear. A lot of men have anxiety. A lot of men, even more so, I think, than women, because
They
they've
lock
been
it down more,
to
don't
suppress it so much.
Yeah. And that goes back to their inner child, doesn't it? Because when you're a child, even as a male, you know, you're more exploring, you're more, right? So it goes back to healing the inner child, doesn't it?
Yeah, like we women have that inner little girl. Well, men also have that inner little boy that's just screaming to come out as well and play and come out and play. You know, it has to be, there has to be a balance somewhere. Like we can't just have women just women healing and men like just they have to also, you know, awaken and, you know, and start to look
Transform,
inside themselves and, you know, and and give themselves chance to be more vulnerable, because it's, you know, me, when I swear, when I saw that post and I saw those men, I was crying. It made me cry because it was so
Beautiful.
touching. It's not something that you see a lot of. No.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's great. But it's great to see that men are actually doing it. So
the work.
Yeah.
It does actually. It's just the way they were programmed, in other words.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not just them, it's coming from their ancestors.
Well, yeah, it's a generational
DNA. You know, it's like you're a man, right? And
you have to chest up and, you know, you have to show your muscles and you have to, you know, you have to provide for your family.
You have to be strong. Don't let out your emotions. And, you know, and you're like, I'm human, right? And that is exactly how it's been shown in the past, you know, from generations to generations, from the day that this whole entire, you know, earth was created, right? Even starting from the first man, you know?
And the first woman.
Why they talk about Eve, and Adam and Eve, right? So the masculine energy. But it's coming to a place where there are, like Nicola said, so many awakenings, right? There are men as well, you know, that are actually saying, okay, this is what it is. Seeing that the life, the picture, the true picture of it's amazing
what life is about.
Yeah.
Hearing the call and answering it. Yeah.
There's no need to be in a place of sorrow and war and all these kinds of things, because it's so beautiful. I mean, as you go deeper and deeper inside, you start to see how wonderful everything is around you. Okay, being a human, we do go through obstacles. We need to go through to be that version of ourselves.
They're all lessons.
They're all lessons, but look at them like lessons. Don't look at them as being, you know, in depression and being in sorrow and trying to. Every lesson that we see, I think
it's an opportunity.
It's a lesson to communicate with each other. Like,
it's an opportunity to grow.
And all these kinds of things. It's like, what will you do to help somebody who's hungry, right? Or what will you do to give a message out to the world and say, stop war and create peace?
Yeah, that's so true. So true.
So there's something behind every reason that's happening in our world.
And you know, that's a great way to think of things. Definitely a great way to think of things. It's like putting things into perspective, right? Taking a view and just shifting, right? Shifting the point of view.
Yeah, that's true. Like the mindset, like the way you perceive things, the way you look at life, the way, you know, yesterday I created a post. Actually, we were talking about life lessons, and I created a post, and it's stepping stones. Like your challenges are actual stepping stones to get to the other side. And the gaps are really wide sometimes, but you just have to take that leap of faith and jump across. And then, you know, then you're going to jump over the next one and the next one. And then you'll get to the other side of the river. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Take it in stride, step by step. Like,
because that's what life is. Learning lessons.
Stones, right? Yeah. And, you know, since we're talking about healing the inner child to connect with the divine feminine, how about we each give a tip that's been beneficial for us on our journey for those who asked for this topic, right?
Good idea.
Yeah, sure. Great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go first, Lizzie.
Okay, first. Okay, so for healing my inner child to connect to my divine feminine, one of the things I do, I find out what my inner child what my inner child loves and what she was in resistance to at the same time. So what she loved and what she was in resistance to was looking pretty, right? I never felt pretty growing up. What I loved was dressing up and putting on the shoes and the makeup and just looking nice. Yet at the same time, I didn't feel pretty. So combining those two things, I would get dressed, I would have fun while I do this. And, you know, this not only helps heal my inner child, but also helps connect with the divine feminine, because the divine feminine is all about treating yourself with, you know, grace, treating yourself as sacred. So my get ready time, my dress up time, I call it dress up time. It's all about being sacred, even if it's going to sleep. As Wendy said, I'm a princess when I go to sleep. It's all treated as sacred. So that would be my number one tip for inner child and divine feminine work.
That's amazing, amazing, amazing tips. I love dressing up too. Dressing up is, I love Halloween for that purpose, because, you know, I get to dress up with the kids and things like that. So, Nicola, let's hear what you have, what tip you may have for our viewers.
Well, my tip is always going to be music, and it's always going to be dancing. So I connect to my inner child by busting out moves, no matter where I am. I might be standing in the chemist waiting to pick up a prescription, and I can guarantee that I will not be still. I have been in shops before now, shimmying up and down the aisle, because I love it. It makes me feel good, and I really don't care what other people think. And actually, do you know what? Connecting to your inner child is sometimes other people laughing at you, and that brought them a little bit of joy as well, because they're just like, look at that nutter. But it made me happy, so therefore it probably made other people happy as well.
Your turn, Leman.
That's beautiful.
One thing that I love doing is, it's a little bit actually a combination of Lizy and Nicola. I love dressing up musical.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
I actually dance when I'm in a good mood. I'm going out somewhere special. I dress up with music on and I dance around my room, literally. Another way that I actually communicate with my feminine, my inner child, is I tell myself how much I love myself every morning.
Oh, wow, beautiful. Yes, I love that one.
I say to myself, I love you. You are special, you are unique and individual in your own individual way. And that's what makes you special. I say this every morning to myself, and I'm actually teaching my daughter to say the same thing. Every day when she gets up, say how much you love yourself and why you love yourself.
Beautiful, beautiful.
It's when you actually connect with that yourself.
Incredible.
Right? No matter what life throws at you during the day, you're like, so what? it won't be the same tomorrow. It'll be gone.
Exactly.
Yeah. Beautiful.
That is so true.
No, tomorrow.
Yeah,
Wendy,
so-
what about
Yeah,
you?
Well, me, I'm almost 50. Actually, I'm going to be 50 this month on the 22nd, and I
Beautiful
don't
50.
feel. And my inner child is always there. And I think the biggest thing, dancing, definitely dancing, because I love to dance and things like that. And sometimes I'll just start dancing, like, in the aisle of the grocery store, or I'll start skipping down the sidewalk. I don't give a shit what people say, as long as I'm having fun, whatever. If you want to laugh at
And
me,
you know
laugh
what?
at me. I don't care. So,
And
and
you know-
another thing I like to do is dancing in, like, going in the rain, like when it rains.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. Okay, you
Thunderstorm,
got
the
me
best.
there.
I go out with my kids and we just jump in puddles. We jump in puddles. We just have a good old time. It doesn't happen often here in Egypt because it doesn't thunder that often, and we don't have a yard really here. But when I was in Canada, we used to do that, and it was so much fun. Like, we just jump in the puddles, and it's. But I would be considered like an immature adult, I guess, because
You're a beautiful adult. You're absolutely an amazing
that's what people
adult.
in general would call me, because I don't think I ever grew up in that sense. Yeah.
But you know what? There's a commonality between all of our tips, I've realized. And the one common thing that all of us are doing is just not giving a fuck, not caring about.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, we just don't care about the judgment. So with all the tips, that's the one common thing. We just don't care what people think when we do what we do.
We're just doing us. We're doing us, and like, growing up, you wouldn't have had, like, I was really.
I just thought to myself. Do you know what I just thought to myself?
What?
The older I get, the younger I actually get.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly the way I feel. Like, some people say to me, "Yeah, right. Like, the older you get, how can you get younger?" And I'm like, I do. That is. I mean, I realize that the older I get, I realize how life is so fun.
Yeah.
And everything around me
is
fun. It's challenging and it's an adventure. And, finding new adventures every day, communicating with people, getting, to know so many amazing people, right? Plus, it's challenging to wake up to see what's going to happen today. I mean, what's going to happen today? Okay, we plan our days, right? We have such a brief plan, but we don't know what we're going to come across, right?
Yeah.
That's probably why I don't like schedules. I never liked schedules.
That energy every day makes so much difference.
Yeah, you might just have like you might just have like the perfect plan, right? To hop on a Zoom meeting and end up logging on twice, like I did. How that happened, I don't know. Guys, the technical difficulties at the beginning of this meeting was incredible.
That was your doppelganger, Lizy.
A doppelganger. And you know what? And it's all about being ourselves and loving who we are, and as you said, not caring. I mean, one significant thing from this conversation, when Nicola said she danced in the garden with her husband, her neighbors are looking out the window like, that's sad that you could see a couple having fun, being in their bliss and love, and you're literally just staring out the window like, what's wrong with them? I mean, hello. I mean, that just makes me think that your life is really sad.
Yeah, that's it. Well, that's the type of society we're in. People have forgotten, and they become so disconnected with themselves. And now bring COVID to the mix, social distancing.
Yeah, that's another
just
thing.
made the aliens even
High
more.
frequency
Keep away from me.
Well, the heart frequency, like, we were disconnected before, but bring COVID in the mix with the social distancing, like the heart's frequency actually travels 4 to 6 feet. What is the social distancing norm? 6 feet. So people have completely severed the human connection. And now they're scared of other humans. It's pretty sad. It is. So me during COVID, do you know what I wanted to do? Because I'm a hugger. I'm a hugger. I'll hug anything. I hug trees.
And that is a great way to raise your vibrations. Ha ha ha.
And I used to organize freedom rallies in a small town of Miramichi, NB in 2021 before we came here. So me and my friend, we were organizing, and during COVID and the restrictions and all that, I wanted to organize a free hugs campaign.
Probably looking at you like, oh my gosh, this woman is crazy. Free hugs during COVID? What's wrong with you?
We need it. The world needs hugs. They need hugs more than anything in the world right now. Hugs, because they haven't hugged anybody in 2 years. It didn't stop me. Didn't stop me. I still give hugs anyway. Even at my rallies, we used to hug each other. Even when people threw eggs at us, or even we still hugged each other and had fun. So yeah.
When we hug, our hearts connect with each other.
Yeah.
An energy frequency. So that builds up, So I think we should do that.
Perfect place to end. Hugging is what we all need to be doing.
Give yourselves a big hug.
Agreed. Yes.
Yeah. And a big virtual hug to everybody.
Yes.
I'm hugging my computer.
Hugging the world.
Amazing.
We're hugging the world.
Open arm world. Yes. Hug to everybody. How much more time do we have, Wendy?
Well, I think we're pretty much over now. Like we started a little bit late because of our technical difficulties, but I think we've been over an hour now. Yeah. So I think it would probably be a good idea to say goodbye for tonight. And I'm really grateful to be able to be here with all you three amazing, badass goddesses. And all of you badass goddesses that are watching right now. This is just our second one, and there's going to be more to come. Every week we're going to be doing this. If any of you watching would like to join us in the Zooms and would like to join our discussions, please feel free to reach out to me, and I'll make sure to get you in. I started this with me and Nicola just talking about it, and then I talked to Lizy, and then I connected with Leman, and then so now we're the goddesses of the round table. That's what we call ourselves.
I think the other thing is, if people don't want to join but specifically have a topic that they want us to talk about,
exactly.
Yes. As well. So
definitely,
if there's a burning topic that you want us to discuss, let somebody know. We will
post it in the group, or
if you want
we're always looking for clarity.
If you want answers or clarity,
we're here to serve everybody. We're here to serve you. So if there's a topic that you really would like to talk about, just feel free to either message me or just put it in the group, and we'll get that topic out to you. There's a lot of subjects out there that are still considered taboo. I know that. And if it's something that, you want to know more about, just anything goes here. Like, we could talk about anything.
You have 4 hearts and 4 brains overflowing with so much knowledge and energy. Make use of this, guys.
Make a use of it. So,
and if you want to
I have an idea. Before we
go ahead. You're welcome to. Be a part of it.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what? I have a last minute idea. If you guys want to try it out, if you could say one word, what would that word be? In terms of I don't know, just any word that's coming to you based on what we were talking about today.
Passion.
Passion, beautiful.
Power.
Power, passion, power, PP.
We both said it.
Oh, two, oh my gosh, passion, power, power. I'm thinking beauty. Beauty just was the word that came to me. Passion, power, power, beauty. Okay.
Nice.
I guess you guys can take from that
Strong
with you.
word.
It's passion, power, and power, beauty. Combine it together.
There you go. That's a
Feminine
powerful
energy.
word. Yeah. So all right. Well, I guess we could go on for hours. We could go on. We could talk all night. But I know
I'm not
we
going to sleep.
all have lots of things like that. But we're looking forward to tuning again next week. So same time, same place. And I'm also going to be uploading this video on my YouTube channel as well. And eventually maybe we'll try to make it even public. Like I do have a Facebook page, which is public. So in order for us to be able to reach more people and things like that. But for the time being, we're going to keep it in Unleash Your Inner Goddess group. And we'll see what we're looking forward to growing. And if any of you have any suggestions, and like I said, if any of you are interested in joining us on the Zooms, feel free to let us know, and we'll get you in. And
Beautiful.
love you
Thank
all from my heart to yours.
Love you all.
Bye.
The
Love you
goddess
guys.
in me honors the goddess in you.
Goddess in
So
you, yes.
take care. Thanks for
Bye.
watching, everybody. Bye.